What if you're baking pancakes in your kitchen and the shrill voice of the doorbell tears the peace wide open? With a pounding heart, you see from the peephole that two stern-faced police officers are standing on your doorstep. Now you're at a dilemma. Do you have to open the door and let them into your home? Or can you simply ignore them?
Hello?
Hello.
What are you doing?
We're here to finalize the eviction.
What eviction?
It was posted a week ago.
An eviction notice served at the wrong home.
Let's find out 5 practical tips that could help you protect your privacy and stop police officers from invading your legal space. Tip number 1, protect your property with no trespassing signs. First, you've got to know that a police officer can't show up and demand to talk unless they have a valid search warrant or probable cause. Let's say they have no warrant against you, yet they still trespass on your residential space and demand to talk. But can they do that? Can an officer of the law walk through the main gate to your porch, knock at your door, and request to speak to you? Definitely not. You have to understand that your residential space includes access both inside and outside the house. Whether it's a porch, sitting area, driveway, walkway, front or back or side yards, or even an open gate, they all fall into the purview of your personal space. You can protect the privacy of these areas if you know your constitutional rights. According to the law, if your residential area has public openings like open gates, driveways, or walkways, cops can enter your residential area legally. So, can you stop them? The answer is yes. You can use privacy fences. You can lock your main gate or literally put a sign of no trespassing in your public areas. If police officers force their way through the main gate, as this officer's doing in this video, they're actually violating your Fourth Amendment right to privacy.
It was a total nightmare for this family when cops burst into their home.
No officer can legally enter your place of residence without a search warrant or probable cause. It means officers should have solid proof or evidence against you. They also can't negotiate with you just because they have a hunch or suspicion about you. You also can't be arrested on your own property without extenuating circumstances. Tip number 2, don't answer the door and engage in conversation. But what do you do if you don't have a protected public space? The police come into your front door and demand to talk without any search warrant or probable cause. What should you do? Do you have to open the door? Do you have to answer the door? The answer is definitely no. You don't have to commit a mistake that this woman has made in this footage.
Get him back the f*** up
I'm
out
not
of my
gonna
house.
back up.
You do not have a right to be inside my
I'm
house.
not
I
gonna
will
back
talk
up.
to you outside.
Respect
I
up.
have
Let
a
me tell
warrant
you-
to be inside. I will talk to you outside.
You're not gonna step outside your house.
You do not-
Officers can be there for multiple reasons. They might just want to talk to you about your neighbor or an incident that happened in front of your house. Maybe somebody broke into your neighbor's home and stole things, and they want to know if you heard anything. Well, here's what you should do in any situation. Don't answer the door at all, no matter what the reason is. Here's the thing. Officers can pretend that they're asking for someone else, but actually they're trying to find probable cause to search your residence or arrest you. They can easily manipulate you through the knock and talk technique as seen in this footage where Michigan police are doing this with one resident.
I plead my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.
Okay.
You may leave right now.
Okay. So,
But the question is, why would they do that? Well, officers might have a hunch that you've done something wrong. They're on your doorstep to find strong enough evidence against you to convert their suspicions into probable cause. Just look at this footage. Michigan police are there because they suspect this man has posted something suicidal or dangerous on his social media accounts. So the officer is trying to get the suspect to say something suspicious to give him probable cause.
do you mind if we talk for a half second?
You gotta tell me what it's gonna be about first.
Well, it's going to be about the Instagram post.
I don't do Instagram.
Is it Facebook then?
What about it?
That's what I need to talk to you about.
If you want to avoid trouble, it's better not to make any noise in the house. Just stay calm and wait until they leave. A lot of people have a misconception here, and that they think, if I don't answer my door, the police are going to break it down and force their way into my house. The reality is, cops will knock at your door a few times, wait for a bit, and then they're gonna leave. So keep your silence. It's the best strategy you've got going on here.
Okay. You're 100% certain you don't want to talk to me at all? Okay.
Tip number 3, don't open the door and make sure you exercise your right to remain silent. What do you do if you've answered the door? Do you have to open it to speak with them, or can you talk to them from behind the door? Here's the thing. You can openly communicate with the officers through your door, through your mail slot, or even through any kind of electronic security systems you may have, like a ring. Here's the deal. You don't have to feel like you're being rude. A lot of people feel pressured in that they have to talk to police officers face to face, or it'll arouse suspicion. But here's the thing, you're not being rude, you're being protected under the Fourth Amendment. No officer can force their way into your home without a valid search warrant or probable cause. As a law-abiding citizen, you're not obligated to open the door and talk to anybody. You can say, "Officer, I exercise my right to remain silent, and I do not consent to you entering my house without any probable cause or a legal warrant." So let's take a quick look at which circumstances officers can enter your home if you open the door. First, you can give them your consent to enter by keeping your public area open. If they find any suspicious activity in your public area, it can and will be used against you in a court of law. Second, if they have a valid search warrant stating probable cause to search your home. If they have it, you won't have the ability to stop cops from searching your residential area. Third, if they have an arrest warrant against you with a valid probable cause that you committed a crime, they'll be able to enter. Fourth, if they have exigent circumstances that you are about to commit a crime, like having drugs or destroying evidence. In this particular case, they can search your home without your consent. All of these cases give legal access to cops to enter your home. It's important to know your rights in these kinds of situations. Remain silent, talk to your attorney, and don't engage in conversation with others. But what happens if the police officer has an arrest warrant? This discussion is crucial because you can't practice your Fourth or Sixth Amendment rights in this particular situation. Not opening the door, arguing with officers, and not cooperating could be against you in a court of law. You could get into a heap of trouble if you resist the arrest in any way. So, if an officer knocks on your door and tells you they have an arrest warrant, ask them to slide the warrant under the door. Read it carefully and call your attorney. Your attorney will guide you through the entire process and will help you understand the charges, negotiate a surrender, or represent you in court. Open the door and voluntarily surrender to police officers. Don't panic or perform any furtive movements, as it could be used against you. If the police don't read you your Miranda rights, don't say anything, because if they don't do that, that is permissible for getting an entire case or arrest thrown out in the future. Remember, it's not your job to make them read you your rights. And always request the presence of your lawyer whenever you're at a police station.
All right, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions.
Tip number 4, exercise your rights of the Fourth Amendment law. This is where it's going to get interesting, because what if you open the door out of pressure so the cops might not think you're guilty of a crime or that you're hiding something? Now what should you do? Can police officers enter your house and search? The answer is still no. Officers can only enter your home if you give them consent or they have probable cause to enter. Now here, you must know the Fourth Amendment law. This amendment states, "The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized." This law explicitly highlights if police officers don't have a search warrant based on a valid probable cause, you can stop them from searching your home. You can say, "Officers, I do not consent for you to enter or search my home without a legal search warrant stating a valid probable cause." No officers can force their way into your home and search it based on mere speculation. But if they have a search warrant, just step aside the door, practicing your right to remain silent and request the presence of your attorney. Officers can't hold anything against you in a court of law if you're silent. Read your search warrant and stop police officers from searching places, areas, or parts of the premises that are not explicitly mentioned in the warrant. Here, officers will be able to do a few things after completing the search. They'll either leave or they'll find sufficient enough evidence to further question you or arrest you. Tip number 5, call an attorney. If cops have a legal search warrant or arrest warrant against you, you can practice your Sixth Amendment right to counsel. The law of the U.S. highlights, in all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. So, call your attorney before opening the door and let him handle the rest for you. Your lawyer could talk to them and protect your legal rights. If you don't have an attorney, you can request a public defender. But how do you ask for a public defender? You could state your request in front of the judge in your initial hearing. Clearly state that you can't afford a private attorney. After this request, you may have to complete your financial affidavit that will ask about your income as well as any particular assets. Once your financial situation is clarified, the public defender's office in your jurisdiction will assign an attorney to your case. In short, remember these golden tips. Protect your private property with a no trespassing sign. Remain silent and calm when cops knock on your door or search your home. Don't allow them access to your residential area if they don't have a warrant or probable cause. Call your lawyer before they enter the residential area and practice your Sixth Amendment right to counsel. If you want to see more videos about your rights, check out your screen now. And remember, when you know your rights, it's easy to execute your rights.